Hey, folks, welcome back to the Mike Lopez Show. I'm your host, ACMike. Special guest here, as I say all the time, because they all are special. It's you, the viewer, the guest, and the listener on radio that brings the Mike Lopez Show to life. And listen, Lovari, welcome to the show. Introduce yourself and let the folks know a little bit about you,
Thank you, Mike. What's up, Lovari? Huge fan of Mike Lopez and Mike Lopez Show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Mike.
Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get where you are? And we'll touch on some of your projects that you're on right now.
Absolutely. So I was actually born and raised in Queens, but I am an Atlantic City resident.
My man.
I'm proud and happy about that.
Right.
It took me a long time to get my Billboard charting single. I've been in the game for almost 15 years. And I had songs chart on iTunes and MTV, and I was really happy about that. But my number one goal in life is to be on the Billboard chart. And it finally happened in 2019 with my song No Day Like Today, duet with Adam Barta featuring Electro Point, and the music video features 3 of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Margaret Josephs, Dolores Catania, and Marge Sr., and also Super Joe, Marge's husband.
Listen, that's awesome. I mean, how can you go wrong with the Real Housewives of New Jersey? Big show. What was that like shooting, and where did you shoot?
Man, they are amazing people, amazing giving people. So we actually shot it in Englewood, New Jersey at a restaurant that they frequent. And it was Pride weekend. So, all of those ladies were booked for events. I was booked for events. Adam was booked for events. And they all took their time out to show up, do this. It was great. It was fun. It was quick. And it was, I really have nothing like, gossipy to say about it. It was just very giving ladies, professional, courteous, and it was probably the easiest music video shoot I've ever had.
That's amazing. Because you hear these horror shows and different type things that go on at different sets. And when we talk about horror, we're going to touch on some of your horror also. So, Lovari, where did this passion for singing came and acting and whatnot? And we'll talk about the acting. Like I said, where did that passion come from?
I always had it. I remember like 3 years old, just like singing Pinocchio, When You Wish Upon a Star, and listening to Donna Summer and the Bee Gees and the Village People. And awesome. I just always was singing all the time.
And your first time in front of a crowd?
In front of a crowd, probably in the third grade. When I was just singing from my class, and then it kind of hit me because I was singing by myself in front of my class, and my teacher, Mrs. Morrissey, she just like pushed it, and I just felt something in me say, okay,
that's it.
This is good.
That click, right? So hey, man, so you're here in Atlantic City doing a lot of great things with celebrity boxing, movies, and whatnot. We're going to touch on one of them real quick, though. Keep It Moving. You have a single out right now.
Yes, I do.
Tell us a little bit about it and its genre and where it goes to and what it hits.
Yeah, so Keep It Moving, Cancel Culture is a very political song, and it can't be taken as a love song. Like once you hear the lyrics, you know what it's about.
Right.
And it's basically about opposing viewpoints and how we live in America. And I feel like a lot of McCarthyism is going on. McCarthyism in the 1950s, for our younger viewers out there, was if you didn't agree with the popular opinion of what's going on, you were said, oh, well, you're not patriotic, you're a communist, things of that nature. And I feel that's what's going on now. You know what I mean? With everything in the world, whether you are for vaccinations, anti-vax, if you were pro-Trump, against Trump, but it's like if you don't side with the popular opinion, you're bullied, you're shut out, you're put to pasture, you're canceled, so to speak. You know what I mean? And so that's what the song is about.
And with the subject matter, I mean, I'm sure it's moving on the charts and whatnot. So we had to have you on. We had you on a few months ago on the radio, and I think I was one of the first, or maybe New Jersey, to be able to play. It was the
person in New Jersey that played it. Yes,
that's cool. So I mean, and we'll put that up where they can find it. And as we move on, you got that going on right now. Talk to us a little bit about your acting career, because you're totally into horror. So I want to let you touch on that.
So I love horror. Horror has always been my favorite genre. And my favorite series growing up was Friday the 13th. My favorite villain has always been Jason. And my favorite horror heroine was always Linnea Quigley. And ironically, I am now in several films with both Linnea Quigley and Ari Lehman. The Barn Part 2, I have a supporting role, directed by Justin Seaman. And Zombie Games, directed by Linnea Quigley. So those are coming out really soon. And I'm also in Terror Tunes Part 4. That's this cult horror series called Terror Tunes Part 4, directed by Joe Castro. Appetite for Sin, a female vampire movie directed by Matthew Binaha. And Thrust, which is a really crazy cult apocalyptic Peace, directed by Victor Bonacore. And also Compatible, directed by Joseph Kelly. I forgot about that one. I just got done completing that one, Compatible with Joseph Kelly. And Steven Escobar also for Terror Tunes Part 4. Joe Castro and Steven Escobar.
Wepa, I hear a lot of Spanish names in there, whether produced or not. So like with all these movies going on, I mean, where do you find time? How do you do this schedule? Who's working with you? Whether it's, you're Keep It Moving, the singles, and these different movies, and as we're talking to the arts and humanities are working on this show for us. They do such a great job over there at Stockton University. Give them some insight about, how to and what to get involved in, because there's so many things. You're in front of the camera, but you see what goes on behind the scenes.
I mean, I gotta say this, man. A lot of what I do is myself. You know what I mean? Like it's all me. Like just going out there, just like
gotta hustle,
talking to people, hustling, exactly, and then just being humble, being respectful, knowing that people have time. Like don't violate people's time too much. For every one of me, there's 100 other people on one city block alone that want the opportunity. Right. So if I'm interested in something, I try to limit it to 30 seconds. Do this. Don't expound too much on things. Cut and dry. This is what I have to offer. Here's my reel, etc. And be grateful, be gracious that they're even listening.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
Students out there at Stockton University and other universities. Listen, there's some great advice right there. Listen, so you're in Atlantic City now.
Yes.
We're going to talk about what your favorite Atlantic City story is quickly. But, tell us a little bit about the Jerry Springer thing you got going on, and then touch into celebrity boxing.
Sure. So I'll be on Judge Jerry, an episode
Judge Jerry.
Lovari versus Lady Clover Honey. Judge Jerry Springer, May 5th, 5/5.
Got it.
It's going to be the episode. It was really fun. Of course, I'm not going to tell you whether I won or lost, but it was just great. Jerry has judicial things.
That's right.
And it was very interesting. So I'm really excited about that. May 5th. I sued because there was a show that I was on and it was horrible lighting, and it just made me look bad. I hope this lighting is good. I would never see you though, ACMike. And celebrity boxing, March 26th in Atlantic City. I'm actually not performing this time. I know I always do. But this time I'm going to be walking out in the ring, doing a little quick emceeing for Hazel Roche.
Nice.
One of my best friends. He is fighting Albie Shore, and huge shout out to Damien Feldman and the Celebrity Boxing family. I am also in the Celebrity Boxing bio about Damien, the 16-Minute Man, which is coming out March 12th, and that's debuting right outside of Philadelphia. So I'm super excited about that. Yes.
Love it. I mean, Damien's a friend of mine, and we're going to get him on this show. And what he's doing with celebrity boxing is amazing, and his story is amazing. Restorative narrative getting broke down a little bit and coming into it. So very quickly, we got about a minute left. Give us an Atlantic City story. Remember, PG here.
Okay, they're all PG. They're great. I'm cheating. I'm gonna do two. First one, co-hosting Cirque du Risque at Showboat. That was amazing.
Awesome.
And then for real, and you can vouch for this, when I met you in person, because I was fanboying over him, and I was and I had to be humble though, but I saw he wasn't following me, and I went up to him and I think you know who I was, but I was like, but you don't follow me, blah, blah. And then he followed me, and I was bragging to everybody that ACMike is now following me. That's my favorite Atlantic City story. And one more thing, March 6th, Atlantic City Gambits, the basketball team, I will be singing the national anthem.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just found that out yesterday. So
that's
March
awesome.
6th at the Atlantic City Gambits.
That's all. Lovari, listen, we appreciate you coming to the show. You bring nothing but energy, light on to Atlantic City. We always say that Atlantic City is a gem. And listen, what it has, it's here. 25 to 30 million people a year coming. We're so glad that you're one of them, and you make it our home, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Folks, stay right where you're at. We'll be right back.
Thank you, everybody.